In this video, I chat to Oliver Nelson and Tobtok, and they give me 5 tips that every producer should know when they're collaborating. Let's jump in. Hey, it's Grahame from Data Transmission, and today on The Big Question, I'm joined by not one DJ, but 2. I'm joined by Oliver Nelson and Tobtok, the Swedish wonder kids that put out records with Perfect Havoc. They've also put out records with Positiva and Kitsune. In this video, I've asked them to give me 5 tips that you should know when you're collaborating. These guys collaborate a lot. They've worked on a few records together. They're really good. They actually collaborate in the studio together, not via online. So I got them to sit down together, and they're going to give us these five tips. As always, if you get some value from this video, please share it with your friends, share it with other DJs. If you are collaborating with somebody, share it with them. If you collaborate already, can you drop me a collaborate in the comments below? Tell me how you collaborate. What's the best ways you find? Do you find any of these tips useful? If you find these videos useful, please smash the bell. Please subscribe to the channel. It means you get all the new videos first into your inbox. And we really appreciate it. We're trying to grow this channel even faster this year, and we're going to be giving more and more of these videos. And we'd really like to know what you like and what you don't like. So let's dive into this question. Hey guys, I'm really excited to hear your 5 tips. Let's go.
Hi, this is Oliver Nelson.
And this is Tobtok.
We're 2 independent artists, but recently we've been working a lot together, and we have for a long time though. But we're becoming more and more of a duo, like
an unofficial duo.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to talk about 5 tips on the best way to collab together, because we're getting pretty good at collaborating.
First tip would be work in the same software, in the same DAW.
Yeah.
Or try to at least, because it's,
I mean,
when you work on the same, on the same system, in the same DAW,
it's much easier. I mean, I started out working in Reason, and Oliver has always worked in Ableton, and it became a bit annoying because I didn't know how to work in Oliver's projects, and he didn't know how to work in mine, and we sent stems back and forth all the time. But now I've sort of learned a bit how to work with Ableton, and because you got all the good synths, you got all the good plugins, so we usually work at your place. But
yeah.
Of course we use a lot of Reason things as well, but I mean both of us kind of know like the plugins we're both using and the programs we're using, and the whole process just gets much more easier.
Yeah, I mean sending stems to each other, it works, but it's not the same thing.
No.
When we work in Ableton, and then I can just send a project file to Tobias, and he can open it and just proceed working in the same DAW. That's a totally different speed
experience.
Yeah,
and the thing is, like, if you have the same plugins and the same version of the software, you can just open it up. It's super easy.
Second tip would be to have like a shared cloud service.
Yeah.
Like a Dropbox, or I have a NAS station.
Yeah.
I think it's called NAS in English as well, but I don't know.
I hope so.
It's like a Synology NAS station that I have all my files, all my backups, and I can just have.
You can just send whatever you want to me, and we're also moving towards having like a shared, having a shared map where we can put all the project files, all the samples we're using, and just have like a joint database.
Yeah, because you can access
from wherever.
You can access my NAS from wherever.
If Oliver is back home and I'm in a session somewhere in the world, I can just access whatever we have on his computer.
That's a great tip.
Like on my phone even. So it's an amazing thing to do, especially if you're doing a lot of collabs together with someone. It's really good to get that thing going.
Yeah, Dropbox is good, but when you have a NAS, it's a bit more stable.
Well,
it's a bit faster.
Well, whatever is your preference, you can use.
Yeah.
I'm using OneDrive. You can use Google Drive as well. This whatever works for you the best way.
Third tip would be to have like a main synth or work with like real instruments, because
I mean, if you're starting out on a project and you don't really know where to take it, you can just pick up a guitar or start. Oh, that's a crap sound. No, but you can just start playing together. I mean, you and me, we usually jam together on a piano, and maybe I start doing like a lead melody, and you pick up the chords from that, and then
and if I'm like engineering, Tobias can sit next by me and like try some new chords and
some
ideas and leads and stuff, and that's also a big thing about the speed of the process, that he can do something when I'm doing something.
And I think also just like having outboard gear in general just makes like the creative process so much easier.
Yeah.
So whatever, like if you have a background of playing an instrument, I think you incorporate that into.
Even if you don't have a background, I mean,
no,
we don't.
I mean,
I have a background in playing the drums. I don't think you have a background singing, but.
Yeah, I'm not a really good singer though.
No,
What do you mean no?
No, I mean,
I'm a great
yes,
singer.
You're right.
Okay, no, but I mean, obviously we we're both not so good with piano, but we can play some simple stuff, and it kind of works,
I mean, if I tell you to play a chord, you can't play a chord.
Yeah.
If you tell me to play a chord, I don't know what you're talking about. But
Fair enough.
I mean, playing together it's a good tip. It's a good idea to have something that boosts your mind.
And also, if you're collaborating with more than like 2 people, if you're like in a session with maybe 4 or 5 people, it's even more efficient. Because if you just have your one computer, no instruments, everyone else is just gonna sit there and might think of an idea, but they don't have any like outlet for it. So surround yourself with instruments is a good tip.
Fourth tip would be to know each other's strength and weakness. I mean, you have weaknesses, I have weaknesses, and we both have stuff that, some stuff Tobias is better, than me at.
Well, what do you think I'm better than you at?
You're definitely
my
faster than I am with like arrangements and the really cool sounds.
I'll
the
take
sounds
that. I'll take that. That makes a difference. I don't know. Obviously, your strengths is obviously sound design and like especially drums. Obviously, I mean I can't beat that. But I mean that's the good thing. I mean we know our strengths and weaknesses really well, and we try to work with that, because we know when someone is bound to take over, because we might need, like, sometimes we start out with chords and then we need some drums, and then I know, okay, get on it, Oliver.
Knowing that and like admit to yourself that you have weaknesses, and there's something that
there's always
gonna be better at.
There's always someone.
That's a huge part.
Yeah, there's always someone who's better at something than you are.
Yeah, I mean,
I quite like the fact that we're both bringing something different to the table, because if we were both good and bad at the same thing, I think it wouldn't be as good of a chemistry that we had. Because I think
fun as well.
Yeah, and I think that what makes us so good together is that we both bring different things to the table, because we're good at different things.
Yeah.
And that's why we like to work together, I guess, also because we're bouncing off each other, we're learning from each other.
We have the same ideas, but we have different ways, strategies and ways to achieve them.
Yeah. So yeah, tip 5.
Tip 5 is one of the most important ones. I mean, in every studio there's a main chair.
Yeah. So in this home studio, it would be this chair.
Yeah.
Very nice chair.
And an IKEA chair.
Crap chair.
Not as nice.
No.
But it's good to switch it up sometimes, because we had a lot of like experiences where we've been in my studio, and I'm the kind of guy, in the beginning I was the kind of guy that didn't want anyone else to
Be in your seat.
to be in my seat. I like to do things alone, and you know, have Tobias sit next to me with some small ideas, and then I could finish the track. But
Is that really how it went down?
No. I've realized that it's, you know, it's very good to switch it up, and
Yeah.
when you're, you know, when you've been sitting in the chair for 1 hour, 2 hours, and your mind is tired, it's good to switch it up, so it speeds up the process of making music, and maybe you're good at something, and I'm not as good at.
I mean,
you know.
it kind of goes back to the point we had with knowing your weaknesses and your strengths.
Absolutely.
And I think also letting someone else doing the programming or the engineering, it's gonna bring something new to the project. And it might, I mean, the funny thing, like sometimes when I work in Ableton, I make mistakes because I'm not used to the interface, and sometimes those
that
mistakes
mistake could be the whole.
Yeah, it could. I think at one time it's been like that, where I've accidentally clicked something and then like, oh wait, this sounds actually pretty good. So yeah, that's our 5th tip.
That's a great tip.
Thanks again for joining me on The Big Question. Thanks to Oliver and Tobtok. Those tips were superb. Did you agree with them? Have you used some of them? Do you find them useful? If you did, drop me a collaborate again in the comments. I'd really like to know if you collaborate with people, and if you do it in the studio, whether you do it online maybe. If you do it online, maybe drop me an online in the comments. That'd be really cool. Let's find out where the balance is. Thanks again for joining me. I've been Grahame. I'll see you again next time. Bye.